Hillary Clinton slamming the White House for cutting off a veteran reporter during today's briefing. Clinton says Press Secretary Sean Spicer was patronizing. Is she right? Let's discuss. CNN political commentators Ben Ferguson, Angela Rye, Paris Denard, and Simone Sanders. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Let's get to it. So, Angela, at today's White House press briefing, Sean Spicer got into a heated exchange with April Ryan. We had her on earlier. She explained what she thought about it. By the way, April is from the American Urban Radio Network. Listen.
You got Russia, you got wiretap, and you got.
No, we don't have that. You. I know.
On Capitol Hill.
No, I get it, but you keep. I've said it from the day that I got here until whatever that there is no connection. You've got Russia. If the president puts Russian salad dressing on his salad tonight, somehow that's a Russian connection. No, at some point, report the facts. The facts are that every single person who has been briefed on this subject has come away with the same conclusion. Republican, Democrat, so I'm sorry that disgusts you. You're shaking your head. I appreciate it. At some point, April, you're going to have to take no for an answer with respect to whether or not there was collusion. Hold on. No, but April, hold on. It seems like you're hell-bent on trying to make sure that whatever image you want to tell about this White House stays, because at the end of the day, let me answer. I understand. Okay, but you know what? You're asking me a question, and I'm going to answer it, which is the president. I'm sorry. Please stop shaking your head again.
So, I mean, he was clearly exasperated with her line of questioning. How do you think he dealt with her?
I hope that Sean Spicy sees this right here, because I'm shaking my head too. He was disrespectful. He was condescending. He doesn't like when people don't agree with him, and he should get used to it, because he gets up there and spins himself, not just through lies, but into a tizzy almost every single day. He embarrasses himself almost every single day. April Ryan is a gold star standard of a journalist in our community, and it was overtly disrespectful. Now, should we expect anything else from this White House? Probably not. We saw how Donald Trump himself treated April Ryan. We saw Omarosa, her alleged friend, at least at one point, how she treated April Ryan. This is a running theme, and I think it's highly problematic, and it needs to be addressed.
Paris, so...
Not Don.
No, I'm... No comment. I'll just ask the question.
Don, here, first off, he didn't lash out at her. He defended the White House, and I think there's one thing that the press sometimes does, especially in the White House. They act as if somehow they're above the average American person, or they're somehow better than other people, or they're elitist, or they're special. You're a reporter. You're not special. And when you go after a White House press secretary,
you don't think he jumped down her throat? He was very defensive.
I think
we don't have that. We don't have that.
Don, if you look at her questioning day after day after day, if you watch the White House briefings, which I watch most days for my show, she has been pretty consistent of a negative person towards the White House.
Oh my
and
God.
attack mode
Ryan?
towards the White House.
Come on, Don.
Yes, April Ryan. Yes, April Ryan. You shouldn't be shocked by this. She's not a conservative, Don. Let me finish what I'm saying.
Wait. In order for her...
At least listen.
Wait. What it sounds like, and I know you're not saying that. I don't think you're saying this. But in order for her to be credible, she has to be a conservative?
No, what I'm saying is it's very clear to me that she does have an agenda, and it's very clear her agenda is very much anti this White House. And so when you get pushback, you should expect that to get... No, how dare you? Listen to her news report.
One at a time.
Tell me, Don.
Finish your point, Ben, and then I'd let the other people get in.
Show me a story that she has done since January the 20th that has put the president or this White House in a positive light.
Okay.
I would love to see it.
But hold on, that's not her job. Go ahead, Simone. That's not her job to put...
I agree, her job is
not to put someone in a positive light. Her job is to report what's happening.
Her job is to be fair and balanced. You're telling me that there's not one day...
Hang on, Angela, hold on. Simone, go ahead.
Pardon me, let me just help educate some of my CNN political commentator friends and the people at home, for folks that don't understand the relationship between a press secretary and communications folks and the press. As a press person, as I am a resident communications professional, it is my job to go out there and interface with the press, to answer their questions. Sometimes their questions are tough. Yes, reporters come with a an angle, if you will, or an agenda, because they are trying to unmask
That's all
something.
I'm
They
saying.
want the truth.
disagree
So
with
they
that.
are doing. I think reporters are doing their job and asking questions. Clearly, there are some things that April Ryan and the American people
But
would like to know about. So there's
Here's my
nothing.
thing, though. I'm
Let her
fine
finish,
with that.
Ben.
I
Ben,
have
let
no
her
problem.
finish.
April Ryan's only crime today, if you will, was being a black woman at work. And Sean Spicer
Please.
cannot handle that.
Stop.
Give me a
And
break.
now-
Yeah, that's
You guys-
absurd.
You know what?
That's
you guys are
insanity.
delusional.
Paris, why don't you believe
You
that?
guys are delusional if you don't think that's a problem.
That's just-
this
that's-
is the
that's-
same
that's
person.
just stupid
Ben,
and
I'm not
incompetent.
done. I'm just getting started. This
You're
is
never
the
done.
problem. That's fine. Neither are you, buddy. Here's the issue. April Ryan is the same person who Donald Trump said to her, well, why don't you set up this meeting with the CDC? Those are your friends, right? They have an issue. Their agenda is with April Ryan, the fact that she is a credible, notable journalist in the black community. Her only angle is ensuring that this particular White House and this administration and the policies
Done.
that they push forth are reported in a fair way to our community.
I'm
I know
not
you
saying,
don't like it,
I'm
but
not
that is
saying
the
she's
truth.
not credible. I'm not
You
saying
paid
she's
for her
not credible.
credibility
I'm not
earlier.
saying, let me finish. I'm not saying she's not credible. What I'm saying is let's be intellectually honest and not lie about her viewpoint. Her viewpoint has been consistently, since January the 20th, very antagonistic and not covering this White House in a decent way on
The White
so
House
much
isn't
important
that. How
stories.
dare you?
If the
Fine,
White
you
House
are.
Hold on.
I think
She's following the story about the leaks. And if you say, April Ryan, we're going to continue, but I want to expand this and talk about Bill O'Reilly on Fox coming under fire for this comment on Fox and Friends, where he mocked Representative Maxine Waters, her hair, while she was delivering a speech on the floor of the House of Representatives. Here it is.
We're saying to those who say they're patriotic, but they turned a blind eye to the destruction that he's about to cause this country. You're not nearly as patriotic as we are.
So what does that mean, Bill? We've been listening all morning. We cannot.
I didn't hear a word she said. I was looking at the James Brown wig.
If we have a picture of James, it's the same.
It's the same one.
Right.
No,
And he's
okay.
not using it.
So he did apologize. But here's an extremely intelligent, accomplished, respected woman, why reduce her to that, Paris, and talk about her hair? Because Simone brought up the disrespecting of a woman of color. Here's another woman of color. Why do that?
I think, Don, we should first start. We always go to the race card, and I don't think that's relevant. I don't think this is a racial thing at all. There are plenty of racists in this world, and we should be sure that when we call somebody a racist or we say that they actually are. So I just think that we need to stop that. Now let me
Paris,
finish.
let me say this. I got to say this. I will let you
it.
finish. But even all the white guys in the studio are side-eyeing you right now. They're
He
all
needs
like,
to be side-eyed.
Well,
He needs to be
congratulations.
side-eyed.
But go ahead, Paris.
So let me help you. In case you thought that this was Bill O'Reilly's first racist moments, he has a record of saying racist comments. Let me bring you back to July. Slaves that worked there were well fed and had decent lodgings provided by the government, which stopped hiring slave labor in 1802. That is in response to Michelle Obama saying that her kids are playing on the White House lawn, which was built at the hands of slaves. This man has a pattern and practice of calling black men thugs, of making fun of Congresswoman Waters' hair. He's
President
intimidated
Obama
by
said
her.
we were thugs.
Don't do it. Don't do it, Paris. Don't do
Fact.
it today. Don't do it today. The
Did
bottom
President
line
Obama
is
call us thugs?
Bill O'Reilly
President Obama did call people thugs.
all right, we're talking
You
about Bill
guys-
O'Reilly. Go on.
You
And we're
guys
talking
say
about-
going down a rabbit hole that is irrelevant. Your boy is a racist. He needs to be fired. His apology
Don,
isn't sufficient. Race baiting is when you continue to utilize. Why can't you ever just hush? Race baiting.
Let him
I've
get
been
in.
quiet
Let
for like
him
If he
get
two
said
in.
that to you, he'd be a racist.
Okay, but
Yeah.
here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the
Then
thing. I
No,
have
you
not
act-
listened to
then
my
actually
knowledge.
accuse you of silence
To my
before you.
knowledge, and I could be wrong, I've never heard Bill O'Reilly talk about anybody else's hair because I'm sure there are a lot of people there, and maybe the lady, I don't know if she does. She may have some hair extensions out there on Fox and Friends. There's sure a lot of women who are on that very network have some wigs or some. That's what ladies do. So what's
have a wig.
what?
Not all
what-
of
I'm just saying,
Or a
but that's
wig.
what. And there is
Done.
absolutely nothing wrong with it.
There's nothing
Why
wrong
bring
with
that up?
it.
I've never seen him bring that up about a white woman. That's all I'm saying.
Here's what I'll say. If you're going to say that Maxine Waters these comments that Bill O'Reilly made, and they were dumb comments, and I'm glad he apologized for them. They were stupid. Obviously, they were off the cuff, and obviously he realized he made a mistake. But if you're going to throw out the race card every single time and say he should be fired and everything else, then should Maxine Waters resign for demanding that we impeach Donald Trump before he'd ever done anything when he was elected president? Isn't she a racist for saying that the white guy that was elected president who had done nothing wrong but get elected should be impeached? If you want to be taken seriously, as Maxine Waters, as you're saying, is so credible, she's not very credible when you're calling for the impeachment because you didn't get your way of the President of the United States of America when you're a congresswoman.
Listen, that's fine. That's another conversation, though, about her credibility.
No, but it's part of this conversation, Don.
Why are we questioning Maxine Waters' credibility? Who is a former
She called for the president to be impeached when he had done nothing.
That's a whole other issue. Donald Trump has done some questionable things, Ben, but why did you automatically go to question the credibility of...
It's a double standard, is my point.
First of all,
if you're going to hold Bill O'Reilly, let me explain this. If you're going to hold Bill O'Reilly here, you got to at least hold Maxine Waters at the same level.
Ben, stop talking.
That's a double standard.
Stop talking. You don't want to be labeled a racist.
What I'm saying to you is, I'd like to know, before I said anything, I didn't say anything about Bill O'Reilly being racist today. Actually, my point that I was going to make is, and he has definitely done some very racist things. But what I was going to say is that he automatically went to what the Maxine Waters, Congresswoman Maxine Waters, a woman, what she looked like. And how many women in their jobs, in their personal lives, in their professional lives can identify with being talked about for what they look like and not the credibility and the things that they're saying.
And this is my point.
And my point to you is that it is not only just dumb, it is sexist, it is incorrect,
I said it was
unacceptable, and it should not be tolerated.
But you can't, if you're, this is the double standard that I'm talking about. If you're going to hold people to this high moral ground, then how do you not hold Maxine Waters to the same standard that you're saying Bill O'Reilly should lose his job over when she called for the president to be impeached?
Because she was the victim today. And moreover, there was another
This is
Fox
called
analyst.
Ben. All right, listen, stop.